Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. Okay, it is no secret that I have been absolutely loving the Natasha Denona Bloom eyeshadow palette. I just got that palette last week and I have been consistently reaching for it ever since. I don't want to put it down. So that kind of inspired today's video. If you are not new to my channel, then you will know that the I Need a Nude palette from Natasha Denona is my all-time favorite palette, the #1 palette of all time for me. And honestly, this Bloom palette, I think it's going to be in second place. I really do. I think it's going to be in second place now because I have just really been enjoying this eyeshadow palette. So I thought, why not just combine the two of them, do a little palette bingo. We're just going to do a little fun, calm, get ready with me today and just chat. So the first thing here is I did let a random number generator pick out my shades from these two palettes. So I have the shades already swatched out here on the back of my hand. I didn't know if anybody would really want to see that because the point of this video really isn't so much the palette bingo as much as it is just me wanting to combine the eyeshadow palettes because they're my top two. So here are what we have. We have 3 shades here from the I Need a Nude, and then the 3 shades here from the Bloom palette. I just run out of room, so I put that shade right there. So from the I Need a Nude palette, we have Muse, Ella, and Sheen. And then from the Bloom palette, we have Lush, Clover, and Wren. And I think these shades will be so pretty paired up together, so I cannot wait to create a look with them. So I'm just going to be doing all my prep steps. I'm not just going to make this an eyeshadow look, I'm just going to be doing everything with you today. So let me zoom you in here so we can do my prep steps here. For eyeshadow primer, I'm just going to be using my Natasha Denona I Blurring Balm Powder. I am trying to get this done, and as you can see, I have pretty big pan in this and I am really trying to work my way through it. It is not a bad product by any means. I don't want it to sound like I don't like it, because I do like it, but for eyeshadow primer, I really want to purchase something else. I really want to move on and find something else to use. I don't think I picked up enough. Wait a minute, let me pick up a little bit more. I really want to try the Ulta Matte eyeshadow primer because I hear so many good things about that one. However, I said that I can't do that until maybe I can get through with this one and the Milani eyeshadow primer in my collection. So I'm just trying to work my way through this. But this, I really need to start using as face primer because I feel like that way I could easily get it out of my collection quicker because I'm using it on a larger surface area. Okay, so I'm just going to take this brush. This is a blending brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to take that all over my lid just to make sure that primer is all spread out. Okay, for primer, I got this little tiny mini, the last Sephora purchase I made. This is also from Natasha Denona I. This is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum, and it just comes in this tiny little dropper bottle. Now, I don't think the full size is a dropper bottle, but I'm going to be using this. I've been using this for, well, actually a couple of times, and I kind of like it, but I'm just patting that into my skin. I don't know if it really does that much as far as helping extend my makeup. I will be honest, I don't really have much going on that I really need to worry about the longevity of my makeup, if that makes sense. I don't really put my makeup to any kind of extreme test because, you know, I'm in a temperature controlled environment all day long, and except for at the end of the day when I go outside to do my walks, but by then it's the end of the day. That's the last thing I do before I come in and remove my makeup, you know, and all that. So I'm not really caring by then, but I don't know, I just like it. I do think that it does mattify a little bit. I feel like it does tone down like the glow that my sunscreen gives me a little bit. But, you know, I don't think it's bad. I think this little bottle is so cute. I definitely want to repurpose this though. I think I'm going to repurpose it for, like, once I finish it, for maybe like some alcohol. That way, if I have to do any kind of like repressing of any of my powder products, I think that would be a really good way to use the alcohol instead of, you know, pour it. See, for me, I try to pour it into like the little cap of the bottle, and sometimes I do too much. So I think repurposing this, that'll be a good thing to do. So kind of like a little multitasker for me as soon as I finish it. And for lip prep, I'm just going to use one of my Tower 28 lip softies. I have my large Tower 28 makeup bag here where I keep all of their products. I'm filming this on the 11th. Tomorrow, back out a little bit here. There we go. Tomorrow, their new powder blushes release, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Now, I have a mini here of the Lip Softy in Sugar Plum, so I'm just going to be applying that for my lip prep today. I cannot wait for their powder blushes. I will be buying them. I will be doing a review for them. I can't wait. I have been consistently using my Tower 28 products though, like on a daily basis for probably like the last week, because I did quite a bit of pre-filming, so I was able to have some days where I just did my makeup like as normally. I didn't have to film it or anything, and I just, well, I reached for this because Tower 28 doesn't have eyeshadow currently, and I use this and well, my brow products that are in my everyday makeup drawer because I'm trying to get that Laura Geller brow pencil out of my collection. And Tower 28 doesn't have brow pencils or products yet either. I'm hoping that will be next. But I've been using this, the brow products, and then everything else has been Tower 28, and it's no secret that they're my favorite brand. Okay, let me zoom me back in a little bit more here because we're going on to the eyeshadow, so I don't know why I bothered zooming you out and zooming back in. I promise, I'll leave the camera alone. Alright, none of these are like a setter shade, so I think I'm going to take... So from the I Need a Nude palette, I am going to take the shade Fair, which you can see I do have pan in. I'm going to take that on that blending brush from e.l.f. This does have a little bit of pigment to it, like it's maybe one shade deeper than my skin tone maybe, or at least a half a shade maybe, but I'm just using that to kind of set my eyeshadow primer down. Now you can totally take a face powder too, but since I'm using this palette, I am going to be including the shade too. Because I don't know if you can tell, it does add, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera or not. In person I can. It does add a little bit of a tint. But this is a shade that I like to wear as a one and done sometimes. I like to mix this one and the shade Mesh together and do like, well, I guess that'd be a two and done, but you know, I just mix them together at the same time and then apply that all over my lid. Sometimes I'll put a shimmer over the top, sometimes I don't, and that's just been like an easy go-to look. That's one of the reasons why I have pan in the shade Fair. And I was really trying to get a shade in Mesh because I have a pretty big dent in that shade, but so far I haven't been able to. But I will say that I haven't used this palette in a bit because I feel like I've been testing quite a few eyeshadow palettes lately. Like I know I have the NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals palette, which I really do like that one. I think that might be like my favorite drugstore eyeshadow palette that I've ever used. And then I had this palette that I reviewed, and something else. Oh, the Tarte and Aspen Ovard palette. I've been reviewing that. And then, of course, I have the Retro Glam palette in my everyday makeup drawer, so I've been using those palettes instead of this one, but this is my favorite. And I don't know if you can be able to tell, but it's so dirty, like all around the shades and stuff. I mean, it's a mess. So we're going to go over to the Bloom palette first, and on a Sigma E54, I'm going to take the shade Ren. And we're going to apply that right into my crease. I might have picked up quite a bit of that shade actually. Of course, let me get the pigment down and then I'll wipe this brush off and then go around the edges of that shade a little bit more. Okay, I wiped that brush off. I went back in with the shade Fair from the I Need a Nude palette, and I'm going to work around the edges of that shade. Okay, we're going back into Ren. I'm going to place that shade over here. I didn't pick up as much on this side. I was trying to be a little bit more careful. Forget just how pigmented these shades are. And this brush is not as fluffy as the brush I usually use. But I was trying to keep the shades in a more precise area, like right mostly into that crease. Okay, I might have to pick up a little bit more, yeah, just to make it match the other side. Okay, then back to the shade Fair to work around the edge of that. Just to make sure it's nice and blended out. Okay, then we're going to take the same brush and go into the shade Clover. And we're going to run that on this outer, I'll say maybe third of my lid. I didn't pick up too much of that shade. Just keeping it nice and soft. I know right now I'm focused more on the eye look and not really chatting as much, but I will definitely be chatting once we get to like the face application. I'm just trying to like, when I'm working on my eyeshadow looks, like I'm really focused on blending, so I sometimes forget to say anything because I'm so focused on blending this stuff out. But I will be chatting more once we get to that portion. Okay, and then from the I Need a Nude palette, I'm going to take the shade Ella. Okay, I don't know how this is going to look, but we're going to place it right here in the very center of my lid. Going to build that up a little bit more. Honestly, I probably could have used that shade on this outer portion because it is a little bit deeper than I anticipated next to this shade. Oh well. This is just for fun. Of course, look, all my makeup looks that I do here, they're just for fun. I am definitely not a professional makeup artist by any means. I just love makeup and I just love applying it. I love talking about it, of course. Then I'm going to take the shade Muse. Let's see what that looks like. Kind of like in here. Oh, okay. Actually, I might go more over that. What was the shade that I used just then? The Ella shade. I might take that a little bit more over that. Almost covering it, not too much because there is still a little bit of it here. I guess you could call this combo the I Need a Bloom palette. Like that. I'm actually really liking this. And do the same thing over here. I think one thing that I love about the I Need a Nude palette is how there's so many shades in this palette that I feel like you could easily do a one and done with. Like that shade right there, you probably could easily do a one and done if you wanted to. Okay, I'm going to use my Tower 28 Serum Concealer. This one is in the shade BH. I'm going to place some dots out here and some dots in here. And I have a new brush that I've been really loving, so I'll get to that in just a second. It's from Real Techniques. It is their brightening concealer brush, and it kind of has like that kind of kitten paw shape to it that I think some other brands have. I think BK Beauty has a brush like that. I'm not sure, but I've really been liking it. Mostly I just like to use it to spread my concealer out first, and then I'll go in and press over that with like my finger. Kind of lightly. I'm not pulling my skin or anything, I'm just kind of lightly cleaning up that outer area. And then I like to go back in with my finger and then go over the top of that. I've also really been loving this brush for applying powder on my under eye. I've just been really liking it, so I just thought I'd mention it because I haven't, well, no, actually in the last couple of videos I've been doing, I've cut out the concealer step, I feel like in some of my last couple of videos, because I was thinking, well, why wouldn't I have showed it yet, but that's right, I've been cutting that step out, so you're actually getting to see the brush today, but I've really been liking this brush. On a small angled brush from e.l.f., I'm going to take the shade Lush from the Bloom palette, and this shade I'm going to place on the, or half of my lower lash line. I only have two shimmer shades, so it's going to be a very shimmery lower lash line. Okay, and then from the I Need a Nude, we're going to take the shade Sheen, and we're going to pop that on the beginning half of that lower lash line. Jeez, it sounded like I kind of lost my voice there a second. And then I'm going to take the shade Mia from this palette. It didn't pick this shade, but I just want to pop this on my inner corner. I'm just going to use that same angled brush, and we're going to pop that right in here. Kind of swoop that up some to this part. Okay, I really like this eye look. I love the way it turned out. I think it's really pretty. Because it's almost like you have that more neutral, cool tone, and then you see these pops of warmth too, and I really like that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do my mascara off camera. I'm going to use my Tower 28 Mate Waves. This one is in the shade Jet, which is their black shade, so I'm going to do that right quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, for my face, I'm going to be using my Tower 28 Sunny Days in 10 Larch Mint and my serum concealer. I almost said concealer serum. I think it's serum concealer in BH. I like to mix these two on my face because this is just slight dark for me. Nothing intense, and it would match if I had something on my neck like a tinted sunscreen. Okay, now what I'm about to do, I'm apologizing up front. I know you shouldn't do this, and I'm so sorry. Normally I would put it on my hand, but I'm just going to do this, okay? I'm so sorry, because I just want a little bit. I don't want a lot, so I'm just going to take these 3 little dots. And then I'm going to take my concealer and just do boop, boop, and whoop. Then I have my Love is the Foundation brush from IT Cosmetics, which I have sprayed with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, my favorite. I think the mini size of that setting spray is going to be on sale during like the 21 Days of Beauty thing that Ulta has going on. I'm not sure what day it is, but it is a good one. It's like one of my favorites. I love these two together. That sunscreen, well, tinted sunscreen and this concealer. I think they look so pretty together. And that concealer is another one that I like wearing on its own as foundation. I've just been consistently using these two for like every day for I don't know how long. I just think they look so beautiful on the skin. Okay, then I just like taking my little mirror here with my little, I don't know if anybody's paid this any attention. I've been using it quite recently. It has a little panda on it. I think it comes from Dollar General. And it has just a little mirror in it. Of course, now the other side just says it's cool to be kind, but there is a mirror. I like to take something like this so I can really see up close to my face, make sure that everything's blended out. Yep. I think everything looks good. Okay. So I'm looking at a mirror that's further away from me, so from here it looks fine, but up close sometimes I'll see places that I missed, and then there are times where I'm trying to avoid my earrings and I'll miss certain sections. But it looks good. Okay. Now, let me grab my bag again to pull out my products, and shockingly, one of the products that I've been using every single day for every single makeup look since I purchased it is this from Tower 28. This is their Super Dew, which this is supposed to be like a highlighter, but there's no like pigment to it. It's just a clear balm that just gives you a highlighter effect. Honestly, yeah, I really do like this. Now, I mean, I'm sure you can get that with many products, don't get me wrong. I just picked it up. I think Sephora had like a little sale a while back. Now, I say sale very, very loosely because it was like 10%. You could get 10% off if you spent like $70 or something like that. But I used the opportunity to stock up on my Tower 28 skincare. And while I was purchasing, I threw this into my cart and said, I'm just going to try it because I'm not a highlighter person, but I just wanted to give it a try because I do love this brand. I really do like it. Now, I mean, my face was already glowy already. I did not need this, but this is what I've just been doing for every makeup look, just tapping this right over the top. And I've just really been liking it. I like it because it doesn't have a tint to it. There's nothing there. No glitter, no sparklies, no nothing, no tint. I know a lot of like powder highlighters have tints to them. I don't really want a tint. I just want something that could possibly give me some glow, even though I don't need it. These products are glowy on their own, but doesn't add anything else. Like I don't want a pink stripe. I don't want a blue stripe. I don't want a green stripe. Those are beautiful, but I don't want that. You know, I'm very, very neutral, and I like this. This is very pretty. So if you're someone that you like highlighter, but you don't want pigment to it, you don't want shimmer, you don't want sparkle, I think you would really like this. Give it a try. Okay, then on the same brush, I just like taking this same brush for all of my steps, and then I just wipe it off on a silicone mat in between. You know, I get asked sometimes if I ever have to cut out like bloopers or something in my videos. I mean, not for many of you. I mean, like people that know I do this in real life, and I don't put them in videos. I know some creators, or I don't know if it's so much a thing now. I can't get this open. Okay, this is the Tower 28 Sculptino, by the way. This is in the shade Broad. I know a lot of creators, or they used to, put like blooper reels at the end of their videos where they mess up or something and they just include it just for fun. I mean, I always used to like it because, I mean, it's just kind of something that I felt like was kind of just more down to earth to show that, You don't have to be perfect on camera. But no, I never really include them, but I do have my fair share of them. A lot of times I will end up absolutely dropping products or something, or I'll kind of like when I'm trying to say something, I get my words all mixed up, or I'm sitting there trying to figure out what I'm going to say. But I will say one thing that I cut out more than anything else, aside from the blending. When I'm blending eyeshadow, I cut a lot of that out because I sit there and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. So when people say they do like 10-minute makeup and it involves eyeshadow, I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do that because I just sit there and blend makeup like or the eyeshadow so much that I do have to cut that out. But another thing that I find myself cutting out quite a lot is me hearing a noise, like, you know, the house popping or anything creaks. I mean, there's furniture in here, it's wood, and well, some of it is, yeah, I guess it's real. I guess it's real wood, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, furniture pops, houses creak. I mean, all that, and you know that, but a lot of it is me hearing that and then stopping and like, you know, doing like looking around like what was that? I think my problem is I watch a lot of paranormal shows. I don't know why, I don't know where that come from because I used not to be into that stuff. I loved horror movies in high school, but not the paranormal movies. I like more of like the Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream, you know, those types of movies, not so much the paranormal movies. But I don't know, I've started watching like these shows and everything. What are some of the names of them? Like The Dead Files, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Caught on Camera. But then every time something pops in this house, I'm thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no, it's happening. It's happening. And it freaks me out. I don't know why I do that to myself. But why do I watch them? Why? I mean, they're kind of entertaining. Some of them do the absolute most. Like, you know, it's like, okay, come on. You're trying too hard for me. I don't need you to do that. Some of them I genuinely do like. I really like The Dead Files. Now, that one's been around for a while. Look, these shows have been around for a long time. I'm just new to it, you know. I've never watched this kind of stuff. I like that one because they tie in like history and true crime to what's going on in the house, you know? I like that aspect of it because it's, I don't want to say it makes the paranormal stuff believable, but I mean, they don't seem to try to make it what it, maybe you know what I mean. If you watch some of those shows, some of them try way too hard. To the point where they're casting actual people to play the part of the ghost. That takes me right out of it. That just takes me right out of it. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm getting off track. Okay, I'm gonna wear what blush do I want to wear? Actually, I wonder what it would look like if I combine these two blushes from Tower 28. I wonder if that would create a blush that would really match the tones in this eyeshadow, because this, you can see that warmth, but then this kind of really goes with that I Need a Nude palette. Why don't we try mixing these? I've been loving mixing my Tower 28 cream blushes lately, and let's just try it. So let's just try it out. Why not? Just for fun. Okay, so this is Rush Hour. I'm going to take that and I'm going to swatch it on the back of my hand. And then we have After Hours. So I'm going to take some of that and swatch that on the back of my hand. And let's try mixing them. Let's just try it. It might be a total fail, but I mean, you know, hey. Okay. So make sure it's focused on me. So let's see here. Let's blend these two together and see what we get. I actually kind of like that. I don't know if you can tell on camera. In person, it's like a warm rosy color, which I think will be very pretty with this eye look. So let me take that same brush. Okay. All right, I'm gonna also take some and go ahead and put some over here. If I can avoid having to dip back into these blushes because they're very pigmented. Oh, I really like that with the eye look. Ooh. That's so pretty. I can't believe I just went on like maybe about a 5-minute chat about paranormal stuff. Like, well, there's that quality entertainment that y'all signed up for. Oh, I really like these two mixed together. They make a beautiful shade and it looks so perfect with the eye look. Ooh. You know, I know that people mix blush shades all the time, but it's something that I feel like I didn't ever really do. Most of the time I'd try to match, like I'd take a cream blush and then try to match a powder over the top, but mixing like cream or liquid blush, what is wrong with this brush? Oh, mixing cream or liquid blushes together, because I really, really like that. Ooh, okay, that makes me happy. You know, I've been trying to get all the shades of these cream blushes from Tower 28, and so many of them are sold out on Sephora. Some of the same ones that I need are sold out on the Tower 28 website. I'm thinking, okay, come on, somebody's got to restock. And I know the Sephora sale is coming up at the beginning of April. That would be a great opportunity for me to get some of these, because I really love these, and I love mixing them. Okay, for brows, I need to do my brows. I need to come down here and get my basket. I have a little basket that I keep all my products in for when I'm doing my filming. It looks like this. It's cute. And it's my little helper buddy because it holds all the makeup that I use for a certain video. That way I can make sure I'm writing all of the products down so I can tell you what they were. Actually, no, I should do powder first. So that way I can, you know, come back to all the products that I used. Alright, let's grab my Tower 28 Get Set pressed powder. And where did I put that brush? Okay, this is the translucent one. So you can see, can you see? I have a big dip in this powder. And I really do enjoy it. So, I'm going to take that same Real Techniques brush because I love the shape of it. It gets right under your eye. And I'm going to set. I almost forgot to do this until I was staring at my very shiny face, and need to kind of set this a little bit. Especially, I like to run the powder a little bit in my brow, so I feel like my brow products will stay a little bit better, or like the brow pencil itself. But yeah, I really like this little brush. It's cute. I mean, is it a need? No. But, I mean, I like it. And it's Real Technique, so it's affordable. Because I feel like I use a lot of high-end brushes sometimes. I mean, I know I use e.l.f., but then I feel like a lot of times I'm using Sigma or this IT Cosmetics brush, so it's nice to use some affordable brushes too. Okay, now I can go on to my brow products. And I have the Laura Geller. This is the, what is this called? It's starting to wear away on the side. It's the Sculpt and Stay Brow Pencil and Gel, and this one's in dark brown. I'm trying to get rid of this. I feel like I don't have too much longer with it. It's not bad by any means, but it's just not like a favorite, and I'm just trying to work it out of my collection. Honestly, my number one is Kosas. Their brow pencil is like my all-time favorite. And then I really love the NYX, like, what's it called? Lift and Snatch, the brow pen. I like that one too. Fill all these brows in. And I don't really like the gel that comes with this, so I've just been using my Refi Lash Sculpt with this. I just feel like the gel on the other side of this pencil, it's just not that great. Maybe if you don't need like hold or anything, maybe you just want to run something through your brows, then it might be fine for you, but for me, I need something a little bit more with more hold, because I've mentioned it many times, like I have hairs here that stick, like go up more naturally, but this side wants to be more rounded. So I like a gel that kind of makes these look a little bit more fluffy right in here. And this brow gel is not strong enough to do that. It's fine for maybe like this part out of my brow, but I just realized I had you so far away from me. But I don't really like it for the beginning part. It doesn't have a strong enough hold, and I need more of a hold on that part. And then I'm going to take my Refi Brow Sculpt and just run this through my brows really gently, because this is a strong hold on this brow gel, and I don't want to laminate my brows. I just kind of want to fluff up that beginning part of this brow in particular. I like a little bit of fluff right here at the beginning. And then the rest of the brow is fine. See, I want a little bit of fluff. Kind of to match this side, because this brow naturally has fluff. For my lip combo, I'm going to use the Tower 28 one-liner in Paint My Number. I'm going to line my lips and fill in them as well with this. Then I'm going to fill them in on the top here only, and then transfer that down. And that is pretty all on its own. I think it goes really well with the eye lip, but I'm going to put a gloss over the top. So I'm going to use the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly, and this one is in the shade Sesame. I love these so much. So place that over the top. Okay, and there we have this completed look here. Well, I could show you the eye look. I really, really like this. I love that kind of cool tone, neutral, with that pop of like a little bit of warmth. And then I love the blushes mixed together, the lip combo. I really love this look, but I mean, it's not a surprise to me really because I love Tower 28's products. I love Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes, and these two, this is my #1 favorite, and honestly this might be my second favorite eyeshadow palette in my entire collection. And now that I know these two create such beautiful combos together, I definitely want to continue combining them and creating all kinds of looks with them because I like this. I really do like this. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads. All these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!